All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harikak Kwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, my elder Herwan as well. Salutations to the argument that puts in this truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Khalak Shalom, Ben Yashar Allah from the Lions of the Yashar camp. And this is another Lions Den news and prophecy. And I'm going to start out with this. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5 is for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. This burning and fuel of fire is talking about those ICBMs. All right. And this article states that Russia fires first intercontinental ballistic missile at Ukraine. All right. So they're the first to, you know, so that just escalated everything, man. It wasn't nuclear, but um, that's up in the ante on this war. That's definitely up in the ante. So now there's nothing else left but to go nuclear, whether it's tactical nukes or regular ballistic nukes. You know, um, um, this is what we've been waiting on. A couple things, more things need to happen. Like the MOTB being pushed on a mass scale, forced on the people is the main thing that needs to happen. But you're witnessing your house Shabbat in World War III getting ready to kick off, being initiated. And who's initiating Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is mustering up the host of the battle, man. It says for the first time since the beginning of its full scale invasion, Ukraine says Russia has launched an intercontinental ballistic missile targeting Ukraine, specifically the city of Dnipro, according to a statement from the Ukraine Air Force on Thursday. This development marks a significant escalation in the conflict. Right. All right. That's increasing um the war front. That's increasing the type of war that it is. It went from a regular, war to is leading up into a coward's war where everybody's just going to be pushing buttons and sending off missiles. And it's going to ultimately turn nuclear. All right. It says this development marks a significant escalation in the conflict with uh, Dnipro, a key city in central Ukraine, now subject to the use of long-range weaponry typically associated with strategic military objectives. So what's going to happen is now it's not a coincidence that you know President Joe Biden gave Ukraine the okay to use intercontinental ballistic missiles supplied by the United States. You know, so they're going to be going back and forth with this, and ultimately, it's going to lead to missiles hitting America, man. Because we all know what this is about. This is Russia defending itself against NATO and the U.S. Ultimately, shoot is acting retarded right now. Let me go ahead. Okay. All right. It says the Ukrainian Air Force stated it on Telegram that Russia launched a series of missiles. You've seen that in the video in the beginning. A series of missile strikes on Ukraine, escalating its offensive with the launch of an ICBM from the Astrakhan region. In particular, an intercontinental ballistic missile was launched from the Astrakhan region of the Russian Federation, the Air Force said. There's a picture of it. What missiles did Russia fire at Ukraine? They did not say what kind of intercontinental ballistic missile was fired. The assault also included a aerial ballistic KH-47M2 Kingzai missile fired from a MiG-31 fighter jet in the Tambov region, along with 7 KH-101 cruise missiles launched from Tu-95 MS strategic bombers. All right. It says Ukraine's air defense forces intercepted 6 of the KH-101 cruise missiles during the nighttime operation, showcasing their ongoing efforts to mitigate the effect of such large-scale attacks. 2 people were wounded as a result of the attack, and an industrial facility and a rehabilitation center for people with disabilities were damaged, according to officials. It says, what are ICBMs? Let's get to it. It says ICBMs are capable of striking targets thousands of miles away and designed to deliver nuclear warheads. However, they can also be equipped with conventional warheads, making them versatile weapons in strategic and tactical military operations. All right, so eventually that's what it's going to escalate into, man. You know, that's exactly what it's going to escalate into. All right, this is Job. 20 and 24, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. All right, boom. It says, it is drawn, it cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him, right? Because these missiles are going to hit America, and it's going to wound America, and America going to look at themselves like, oh shit, I'm hit. You know. So let's go back to this article. Um, it says, wait a minute. Okay, what are ICBM missiles? All right. Again, it says ICBM are capable of striking targets thousands of miles away and are designed to deliver nuclear warheads. Right. All right. However, they can also be equipped with conventional warheads, making them versatile weapons in strategic and tactical military operations. What you just saw that those were conventional warheads, not nuclear, but eventually it's going to become nuclear. I said the development comes as the war has taken on a growing international dimension with the arrival of North Korean troops to help Russia on the battlefield. Is Russia stockpiling nuclear weapons? The attacks comes 2 days after Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a revised nuclear doctrine. I got to do a lesson on that too. It's an article that I read on that formally lowers the threshold for the country's use of nuclear weapons. Ukraine on Tuesday fired several American-supplied long-range missiles and reportedly fired UK-made Storm Shadows on Wednesday into Russia. See, they're complaining about Russia using this type of force, but they Russia said that's what's going to happen if any other country gets involved. That's a declaration of war to them. Supplying them with equipment like that is a direct threat to Russia and the security and safety. It says earlier this month, Newsweek reported that Russian military loaded one of its intercontinental ballistic missiles that can be armed with nuclear warheads into a launch site as a missile base at a missile base in western Russia. Russian forces, okay, Slakia. Russian forces spent several hours loading the Yars ICBM into a silo at the Kozilek's missile base in Kaluga region, southwest of the capital, Moscow. Moscow said in a statement at the time, Kremlin officials have previously confirmed that Russian strategic missile forces loaded yards in intercontinental ballistic missiles into silos, including in December 2023 and late 2022. These advanced missiles are a critical component of Russia's nuclear arsenal, emphasizing its commitment to maintaining a robust deterrent strategy. So they done loaded up silos with nuclear weapons, if I'm not mistaken. What is the Yars? They got the Yars and the Sarmat. Hold on, let me see something. All right, you have the yards. The RS-24 yards is a Russian intercontinental ballistic missile that is armed with thermonuclear warheads and equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. It's also known as the Topol MR, and it's NATO's. It's like, hold on, let me get the rest of this article. It says, and it's also known as the Topol MR, and its NATO reporting names are SS-29 and SS-27 Mod 2. All right, what are some specifications of the yards? The mass is 4,600 kilograms. The length is 22,500 millimeters. The warhead is, damn, 603 times 200 kiloton MARV warheads. Is that saying it has 600 warheads in that bit? Damn. All right. Operational range 11,000 to 12,000 kilometers. How many miles is that? Let me see real quick. That's 6,835 miles range that this weapon can go. That's between 6,000 and 8,000 miles. Mm, man, and that's what said it to America. All right. It says Russia holds the world's largest stockpile of nuclear weapons, narrowly surpassing the United States. Together, Moscow and Washington control the vast majority of the global nuclear arsenal and dominance that underscores the enduring power dynamics of Cold War era nuclear arms races. It says experts estimate that there are just over 12,000 nuclear warheads worldwide, with approximately three-quarters of these warheads operational and ready for deployment. The concentration of nuclear capability continues to shape global security discussions and the balance of power between major war powers. All right, I think that was the end of that was the end of it, man. There you have it. The Lord's preparing war against these nations, man. And we just that's a major part of prophecy of Russia going ahead and firing off the first ICBM missile in this war. And Ukraine is going to have to respond, and their response is going to come from the aid of the United States and Britain, which ultimately is going to lead to these other countries like Britain turning against America eventually, because like you got United States and Russia, the biggest stockpiler of nuclear weapons, but guess who's third? China. And China and Russia are allied together. So with those two combined, they really outnumber the United States on the cards. You can't go just like how if you have a football game where the teams ain't playing no defense, it's score after score after score, it's just a shootout. They ain't gonna be able to go missile for missile with Russia because of the backing. Because there's other BRICS nations that are aligned with Russia that are allied to Russia that has nuclear capability, and North Korea being one of them. Now I don't know if North Korea is part of the BRICS, but North Korea is allied to Russia, and they have ballistic missiles also. All right, let's give me one more scripture. This is Psalm 17, 7 and 13. It says, He also prepared the. Wait, hold on. That's 17, 7 and 12. It says, no, 11. It says, Yahweh judges the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. He turneth not, he will wet his. If he turneth not, he will wet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He also hath prepared in him the instrument of death. He ordained his arrows against the prosecutors, man. And that's exactly what the Lord, that's exactly what we're seeing unfold right now through the hands of Yahweh, through the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And this is what we're getting prepared for, man. I got to do another lesson on um dark winter. Had a conversation with somebody, and they were talking. They have a relative that works in the government in some secret special forces or whatever, and they said they heard them use the term dark winter. Well, that term was used back in the early 2000s. You know, and she was talking about, well, oh, I gotta buy a kerosene heater. They're gonna cut all the lights out and da da. That's not what it's talking about. Yeah, guarantee that might happen. Somebody might attack the grid, and cut off power to the United States. But that when they use the term dark winter, it's not talking about lights. And I'm gonna go into that a little bit on my next lesson. All right. Lord willing, this lesson is edified and serves its purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Shai without it, like Sakah, Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harikakwadash, my Ma. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone of my elder Heron as well. Salutations to the argument that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Shai. Shalom.